I just wanted to show you a situation where I'm doing some casual scalping tonight, and I've got a race up here. It's 2nd of December, Dundee, 8:30. I've got the first 3 favourites up. Now I just want to show you where it doesn't look obvious that there's a profit can be made here. Just to show you the candle chart on the favourite. Its price started higher, it's steamed down, and it's found a position at 3.95. There's nothing obvious there, as you can see. Now on the second favourite, I'll just show you the candle chart. Again, it started higher and now it's steamed down and it's found a position about 5.8. So nothing obvious to scalp with. And let's just check. These are the first 3 favourites. Okay, political policy. Let's check the candle chart. And yes, again, the price started a lot higher, a slight drift, and then a massive steam, and it's found a position at 8.8. There's not a great deal happening, and there's not a lot of pressure, because it's 25 minutes for the start of the race. Now what I'm going to try and do here, I'm going to do a make market on all 3. There's 25 grand been placed on this race, so not a fortune. So I'm going to show you what could happen and how to make a profit out of what seems nothing there. So I'll place a make market on all 3 of these horses, and I'm just going to show you something that I do quite often. So you can see 250 each side. You can see on the first horse the lay trade's been taken, we're waiting for the back bet. The second horse, second favourite, the back bet's been taken and we're waiting for the lay trade to get taken. Let's do one on the third favourite. Okay, 250 either side, let's see what happens. So the first horse, the lay trade's been taken. The second horse, second favourite, the back bet's been taken. Okay, so on the second horse you can see the back and the lay trade's been taken. So what I can do now on the first horse is pull that 250 down and break even. Okay, so I've pulled that down, so that breaks even, and then on the third horse I'm going to do the same, because I've actually made the profit already on that second horse. So I'll just wait to see what happens. The first favourite now is broken even, so we need to do the same now with his third horse. I will drop that 250 to 9.2, any sign of decrease, which it has done. So I'm going to drop that there, and you can see there's only my money sat there now. So once that gets taken, you can see the profit has been made on that second favourite. We've actually made £4.46. It started to get taken on the third horse. You can see there's 249 sat there. So the more money gets taken on that 249, the more profit now we're going to make, even though the market is not really moving anywhere. So there's only my money sat there, maybe a few quid on top, and you can see it's been taken. So the first horse, the third horse are broke even, and I've actually made the profit on the second horse, and that's on a static market with nothing happening. Now because the first favourite and the third favourite weren't making any profits, I'm now going to focus on the second horse. You can see if the horse wins the race, we can make £24.75. We can take this in play now. And it took what? It took about a minute to do. We can cash out now for £4.55, or we can actually take it in play, and we've created a situation out of nothing. 22 minutes before the start of the race, created a potential profit that we can take in play and make 20 odd pounds. But when you first look at the charts, and even now the charts are showing nothing, you can now take in play and potentially make £24.75. So it just shows you sometimes you can look at the charts and look at the markets, and if they are absolutely static, you can make a profit to take in play. So now we've got potential to make £24.75 out of what looked like nothing. So I'm going to take this race in play and let's see what happens. But you can see that we could cash out now for £5, which is ironic because the price is 5.0. So anything above 5 is obviously a bonus. So I'll take this race in play, and I'll look to make about double that. If I can make £10 instead of £5, then obviously I'll be satisfied at that. If the race ran to its conclusion, we'd make about £24. Okay, there's about a minute to go before the start of this race. Now bearing in mind we're focusing on number 5, that Jagan Her, and it's at 5.3. So any drop below that in play is going to be a bonus for us, because we can win £24.75 if the horse wins. But we don't need to let the race conclude. All we need to do is make more money than the initial scalp, and it's been worthwhile taking in play. 30 seconds before the start of the race. Okay, so the race has gone in play. Remember it's number 5, the second horse, so anything below 5 and we make a profit, 5.0. We're on exactly £5 profit at the moment, so I'll keep my mouse near the cash out. It's a 1 mile 4 furlong handicap, so it's that second horse there. The closer that gets down to below 5, the more profit we're going to make. And I'm going to try and make close to £10 if possible, which will be double our original scalp. Now what I'm going to do is set a stop loss. I'll set it at 12.5, so I'll make £2 if it hits that. The stop loss doesn't always get triggered, as we already know. So we create our own stop loss. We hover our mouse near the cash out, and we create a stop loss by ourselves by doing that. So that second horse, number 5, we're at 581 so far. So already we're making more profit than we was on the original scalp, so I could cash out now if I wanted to. But let's just see what we can do. So we're wanting that number 5 to do fairly well in this race and make more profit than the original scalp. We're at 625. As you can see, that number 7, Winter Lion, looks like it's doing fairly well at this stage. So we wanted number 5 to start competing in this race. Okay, the price is dropping. I'm going to look to cash out. Okay, I've cashed out. And we've made £8.33, so almost double the original scalp. So it doesn't matter what happens now, the horse can win or lose. But if the horse wins and we hadn't have cashed out, we'd have made about £24. As you can see, it's doing fairly well. It looks like it may win this race. So you may have decided to let this race conclude without cashing out and you'd have made about £24. But it shows you, it looked like there was no opportunity in this race so far from the race, and we created a situation where on the second favourite we took it in play and made a guaranteed profit. So we did a make market on the first 3 horses, made a profit on the second horse, broke even on the first and third horse, took the race in play for a guaranteed profit, and we could have made £24 and we've actually made £8.34. Okay, so I've paused the video. Now what I was trying to show you there is that 25 minutes out from the start of that race there was no obvious scalping opportunity. So what I actually did was place a make market on the first 3 favourites because the markets were static, nothing was happening. Now the first favourite, the price broke even, and the same on the third favourite broke even, and we actually made our profit on that second favourite. So inside a minute we actually created a situation that we could take in play out of nothing, and it took about a minute to do that. And that meant that within that minute we created a situation which could have generated a profit of £24 if that horse won, and it did win. But as it turned out, I actually cashed out for £8.33, which was a lot more than the original £5 scalp. But it shows you sometimes that even on a static market, inside a very quick space of time, you can create a situation that you can take in play for a guaranteed profit on one race. So not always when you're looking at the market is something obvious. You can see there that I actually did a make market on all 3 of them horses, and it generated inside a minute a situation whereby we could have made a £24 profit. We still made a profit, but you could have allowed that race to conclude without cashing out, and the second horse did win. Now this is advanced because you need to monitor the markets in a bit more detail and a bit more depth than general. But if they're static, if there's not a lot of pressure, you can see there that when the race was 25 minutes out there was about 24 grand, and as it turned out 362,000 was placed on this race. So we actually made a profit very quickly. Just always be analysing what's possible. This is an advanced method. Once you are a bit more experienced and you can analyse the markets in a bit more detail, what's possible, you can make a profit out of what seems nothing there in the first place.